Hey there, everybody. So we've talked about the law of cosines and we looked at those formulas on the last video. And so here, let's go and take a look at an example of each type. So we're going to start off with here, the second, when they give you two sides and one angle, and none of the side letters match with the angle letters. So in other words, they give you two sides, like maybe A and B, and then they give you an angle, which like is C. So none of the letters match up. So that's what we're going to deal with here. So for example, 5, we're going to deal with solving this triangle. And we have angle A, side B, and side C. And with that, if you notice, none of these letters match up. None of them. So therefore, you have to use the law of cosine because none of these letters match up. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into this. So first off, let's go and draw a triangle here. And I wrote a note over here off to the side so that you don't forget this because it's important. So I made the triangle look like this, but again, you can make it any way you want to as long as the sides and the angles match up, as long as they're across from each other. So here, we put everything in. I think I left off something. Didn't I leave off something? I did. So side C over here should be 30. So let's go and make sure we add that part in too. So that is 30. Come on. Work for me. Work for me. Work for me. This is 30. Yes. That equals side C. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at now. This part here, we say we cannot use Pythagorean theorem because it's not a right triangle. So here, we can't just be like, well, we can do a squared plus b, well, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We can't do that simply because it's not Pythagorean theorem. So here, we're going to have to look at, again, what's missing and then use our law of cosines. So again, what's missing here? What don't we have? So we don't have side A, we don't have angle B, or angle C. So we have to find all three of those pieces. So again, angle B, angle C, and side A. Now with this one, because nothing matches up, you kind of have to have a side and an angle to match up to do anything else in the left of this problem. That's left over in this problem. So what I would do is start with side A, because you already have that angle that's going to find that side. So if we need to go to law of sines, we can do law of sines. All right, so here, let's go and start with side A. Now, again, because they gave you two sides and an angle that don't match up in letters, they don't match up, we have to use the law of cosine. And so let's start off with finding side A. So that means when we do this, that we're going to have to do a squared because we're trying to find what A is. So we have to use this formula because we're trying to figure out what A is, and they gave us everything else that we need from here. So they gave us side B, they gave us side C, and they gave us cosine A. And again, remember, whatever's here on this side is what the angle is going to be. So if this is side A that you're looking for, that means angle A is what they should give you. All right, and so here, that's the only one that can work out for this because that's the only angle we have. So that's going to fill in what we have. So A's here, and if you wanted to do another A, it's fine. So B is 20, C is 30, and we're doing 2 times 20 times 30. Cosine and angle A is what they gave us, which is 60. And with this also, remember when you put this into the calculator, you must be in degree mode. If you're not in degree mode, then you won't be able to do this because it'll give you an answer, but it'll be the wrong answer. All right, so with that being said, to get A by itself, not A squared, but A, remember you have to square root both sides. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to square root this side here to get us what A is. And then we're going to put all that in the calculator and actually get an answer for side A. Okay, and you can put the degree symbol back there if you want to, but you don't have to. So let me go ahead and do the calculator part here so we can actually see that in the calculator. But it looks the exact same way. So what I would do is go ahead and do the square root. So the second and the x squared. Just get the square root part. And we fill everything in as we have it on the paper. Everything in just like this. So it should look exactly like what you have right there in green. Well, what I have right there in green. Which you should have in your paper also. So we have 20 plus 30 squared minus 2 times 20 times 30 cosine 60. And again, before you hit enter, well, let's go ahead and hit enter. Okay, you get 26.4575131. But let's make sure we're in the right mode, in degree mode. So make sure that is correct, because if it's not, you got something different there. If you put that in the calculator and got something different, that means you're in the wrong mode. So make sure you move into the degree mode. All right, so again here, because everything we're dealing with is our whole numbers, so that means our answer for this one needs to be a whole number. So when it comes to this part, that 4 doesn't make that 6 go up to 7, so we just leave it at 26. So this is A equals, approximately, sorry, because we're rounding it. We are rounding the number, so we get 26. Now, the great thing about this next part, now that we have angle A, side A, sorry, right here, about 26 there. Now we can do law of sines if we want to, because we have a side and an angle, and we can figure out the other two. Or if you wanted to, you can go back and do the law of cosine again and try to find like angles B or angle C. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do, law of cosine again or law of sine. So, but this time I'm going to use the law of sine here, and I'm going to find B, just because doing alphabetically. You can do angle C right now if you want to next, but I'm going to just do this one because I like to do an order, alphabetical order. But it's up to you, again, up to you. All right, so we're going to use A and sine A, because first off we're trying to find B, so we need B over sine B. We need sine B over B, sorry. And we already have both A's, the angle and the side. So therefore we're going to use those sides there. We're going to use that A's. So again, they gave us the A's, and we're going to use that now. So again, we're going to fill it in. So fill in the information, the info. So here our angle B, we don't know yet, so that stays B. When it comes to side B, we know that is 20. Angle A is 60. And then side A is what we just found, which is 26. All right, so what do we do next now that we filled it in? Right, cross multiply. So we cross multiply these. So that gives us 26 sine B equals 20 sine 60. That bell rings a lot. Okay, so we get that part. Now we need to solve for B because we're looking for angle B. So we're going to solve for angle B. So here, it's kind of like the what we did before, like on the warm-up, right before the law of sines, we had to find that angle X. And so we had to get everything away from that side of B, or that side of X to solve for X. So here we need to get everything away from B. We need to get these two away from B so that B can be on the side by itself. So here, let's go ahead and divide both sides by 26. Let me write this over again. Divide both sides by 26. So those cancel out. And we're left with just sine B equals all this wonderful information. Okay. Okay, and then again, just like we did on that warm-up with the law of sine, how do we get sine to move over to the other side? Or how do we get rid of sine? So for angles, you must do the inverse. Okay, so that means we have to do sine inverse here. Sine inverse. So we're using sine B here. And then again, sine inverse on the other side. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. And then we get to put all that into the calculator, just like we did with the warm-up the other day. Okay, so again, the signs cancel out. Sine and sine inverse on the left side. Use it just with the B. And the rest of it we put into the calculator and make sure we can put it in correctly. So let's go and pull the calculator up again. And we're going to move this off to the side so it's not in the way. There we go. And again, we're going to do sine inverse. And if you don't remember that, again, that's second sine. So sine inverse. I'm going to do the alpha y equals to the fraction bar again and put everything in. And we should already be in degree mode, so we shouldn't have to worry about that part. Oops, let's close off that one right there. And then 26 on the bottom. All right, so when we put it in, we hit enter, and we get about 41.772 blah, blah, blah. So again, that's going to round that to a whole number because everything we're dealing with right now is a whole number. So we say this is about 42 degrees, approximately. Not equal to, but approximately. Cool. All right, so we found side A, we found angle B. Now the last thing is just going to figure out angle C. And that one should always be the easiest thing because they gave you two angles and you just need to find the third. And again, we know A plus B plus C equals 180. And they gave you two of the angles already, which is 60 for A. B we found was 42. And so we just need to find what C is. So if we add those two together, that gives us 102 plus C equals 180. All right, and then the last part is just moving it over and solving for C. So subtract 102. And then what is our final answer for C? So everybody should get 78 degrees. So those are the three answers we're looking for. C, A, and B. And again with this one, there is work for it, but you have to persevere because again, you guys can do this. You guys can persevere. You guys can get through this and you guys know how to do it. You guys are smart. Trust yourselves. All right, so again, I'm going to give you a practice on this same type of stuff, and you need to go ahead and work it out.